You think coincidences exist? Then explain this. A woman loses her wedding ring in a lake. 10 years later, her husband catches a fish. Inside its stomach, her ring. A man survives both atomic bombs. Twins separated at birth marry women with identical names, name their sons identical names, and own dogs with identical names, without ever meeting. These aren't myths. These are verified, documented events that make mathematicians refuse to calculate the odds. I'm about to show you 22 cases where reality stopped pretending to be random, and the universe just started showing off. Ready to question everything you thought you knew about chance? Look, most people think life is chaos, random events, no patterns, just noise. But what if I told you there are events so statistically impossible that scientists get visibly uncomfortable trying to explain them? Not internet stories, not urban legends. Documented historical facts with names, dates, witnesses. Today, we're diving into 22 cases that will make you never believe in coincidence again. No rational answers, no comfortable explanations, just pure, undeniable insanity that actually happened. Let's go. 1. The childhood photo prophecy. A couple in California is flipping through old family albums. The wife finds a photo of herself as a kid at Disneyland. Her husband glances over, freezes. There in the background is a toddler in a stroller. That toddler is him. Same day, same frame, 30 years before they ever met. This photo sat in a box for 3 decades, holding evidence that these two were cosmically linked before either could walk. 2. The journalist who accidentally wrote the future, 1950. A New York journalist is testing a new typewriter. He writes a fake news story about a deadly passenger train crash just outside the city. Pure fiction. Hours later, a real train derailed in almost the exact spot he described. The newspaper printed his fictional story next to the real report, side by side. This man didn't predict the future. He typed it into existence. 3. The wedding ring inside the fish. A woman is swimming in a lake when her wedding ring slips off. Gone. 10 years pass. Her husband is fishing in that same lake, catches a catfish. Something hard is rattling in its stomach. It's her wedding ring. Out of an entire lake, thousands of fish, 10 years of time, they caught the one fish that swallowed her ring. 4. The same taxi, 3,000 miles. Later, a guy leaves his wallet in a Los Angeles taxi. 3 years pass. He's now living in New York City, 3,000 miles away. He hails a random cab, and sitting on the dashboard is his wallet. The driver had found it and kept it. Out of thousands of taxis in New York, 3 years of separation, this man randomly flagged down the one cab that had his wallet. 5. The twin lives. James Lewis and James Springer. Identical twins separated at birth in Ohio. They met for the first time at age 39. Both families named them James. Both became police officers. Both married women named Linda. Both had sons named James Allen. Both divorced Linda and remarried women named Betty. Both loved carpentry. Both owned dogs named Toy. Both drove the same model Chevrolet. Both vacationed at the same beach in Florida. This is the universe running the same program twice and forgetting to change any variables. 6. Mark Twain's cosmic appointment. Mark Twain was born in 1835, the same year Halley's Comet passed Earth. He once said, "I came in with Halley's Comet in 1835. It is coming again next year, and I expect to go out with it." In 1910, Halley's Comet returned. Mark Twain died one day after the comet's closest approach. He scheduled his own death based on a celestial event with a 75-year cycle. 7. The man who survived both atomic bombs. Tsutomu Yamaguchi was in Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. The first atomic bomb dropped. He survived with serious burns. He went home to heal. His home was Nagasaki. 3 days later, the second bomb dropped. He survived that one too. He lived to 93 years old. This man is the only officially documented person to survive both atomic bombings. 8. Edgar Allan Poe's Murder Manual. 1838. Edgar Allan Poe writes about 4 sailors shipwrecked and starving. They kill and eat their cabin boy named Richard Parker. Fast forward 46 years to 1884. A real yacht sinks. 4 real crew members are stranded, starving. They make the same horrific decision. Their cabin boy's real name is Richard Parker. Exact same name, exact same fate. 9. The Kennedy-Lincoln time loop. Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846, Kennedy in 1946. Lincoln became president in 1860, Kennedy in 1960. Both were assassinated on a Friday with their wives present. Both were succeeded by Southern Democrats named Johnson. Andrew Johnson was born in 1808, Lyndon Johnson in 1908. Lincoln had a secretary named Kennedy who warned him not to go to Ford's Theater. Kennedy had a secretary named Lincoln who warned him not to go to Dallas. 10. The Firefighter and the Baby. 2001. A firefighter rushes into a blazing apartment building and saves an infant girl. 14 years pass. A building collapses during a rescue. Our firefighter is trapped. A paramedic pulls him out, saves his life. As they talk, she mentions she became an EMT because a firefighter saved her as a baby. She was that baby. The girl he pulled from the flames grew up and pulled him from the rubble. 11. Lincoln's death dream. 3 days before his assassination, Lincoln told his wife about a disturbing nightmare. He'd walked through the White House hearing people crying. He found a corpse in the East Room. He asked a soldier, "Who is dead?" The soldier replied, "The president. He was killed by an assassin." 3 days later, John Wilkes Booth shot him. The universe sent him a preview of his own death. 12. The Booth brothers and Lincoln's son. Robert Todd Lincoln slipped on a train platform and fell into the gap between the platform and a moving train. A hand grabbed him by the collar and yanked him to safety. His rescuer was Edwin Booth, a famous actor. 2 years later, Edwin's brother John Wilkes Booth assassinated Robert's father. 13. The lifesaver who keeps saving. 1943, Brooklyn. A man saves a drowning boy in a pool. Decades pass. That boy is now middle-aged, choking in a Manhattan restaurant. A waiter performs the Heimlich maneuver, saves his life. He looks up. It's the same man who pulled him from the water decades ago. 2 life-threatening emergencies, decades apart, different locations, same rescuer. 14. The Civil War bookends. Wilmer McLean owned a farm in Manassas, Virginia. The First Battle of Bull Run erupted on his property. He moved to Appomattox Courthouse to escape the violence. 4 years later, General Lee walked into McLean's parlor to surrender to Grant, ending the Civil War. McLean said, "The war began in my front yard and ended in my front parlor." 15. The cab driver guardian angel. 1940, New York. A cab driver saves a pedestrian from being hit by a truck. 20 years pass. Same pedestrian is in Chicago when a car loses control. He's pulled to safety by a cab driver. It's the same driver from 20 years ago in New York. Same man, different city, 2 decades apart. 16. Identical strangers in Texas. A man is shopping when he sees someone who looks exactly like him. They exchange numbers and take DNA tests. They're identical twins, separated at birth. They lived 30 miles apart their entire lives until they randomly crossed paths in the cereal aisle. 17. The floating coffin returns home. Charles Francis Coughlin died in Galveston, Texas in 1899. The 1900 hurricane washed his casket into the Gulf of Mexico. For 8 years, his coffin drifted thousands of miles. In 1908, fishermen found it washed ashore on Prince Edward Island, Canada, his birthplace. The ocean delivered him home. 18. Ohio's aviation destiny. The Wright brothers were born in Dayton, Ohio. They invented the first airplane in 1903. Just 60 miles away, Neil Armstrong was born in 1930. He became the first human to walk on the moon. From the first powered flight to the moon landing, one state, within 1 generation. 19. The book inscription from the past. 2013. A woman browsing a used bookstore picks up an old poetry book. There's an inscription. "To my future wife, whom I have not yet met, I will find you." Below it, a signature. It's her husband's handwriting from years before they met. The book made its way through estate sales until it ended up in her hands years after they were married. 20. The childhood best friends on standby. 1987. Two strangers on a flight from LA to New York start chatting. They mention the same elementary school in Ohio. They realize they were best friends as children, lost touch when one family moved, hadn't seen each other in over 2 decades. Both flying standby, randomly assigned seats next to each other. 21. Miss Unsinkable. Violet Jessup worked on ocean liners. In 1911, she was aboard the RMS Olympic when it collided with a warship. She survived. In 1912, she was on the Titanic. She survived. During WWI, she was on the HMHS Britannic when it hit a sea mine and sank. She survived. 3 sister ships, 3 disasters, 3 survivals. 22. The 2-time mass shooting survivor. In 2012, a woman attended a movie screening in Aurora, Colorado. James Holmes opened fire. She survived. 5 years later, she attended the Route 91 festival in Las Vegas. A gunman opened fire in the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. She survived again. 2 of the worst mass casualty events in American history. Same person, 5 years apart. Her strength to survive both is almost as statistically impossible as being present at both.